Welcome back to Talking Fitchburg. Joining me this morning is Lieutenant Chad Brecklin from the Fitchburg Police Department. Always a pleasure to have you. Welcome to the newsroom set.
Thank you very much. I like your temporary digs.
I was trying to describe you as temporary permanent, which, I know contradicts a little bit, but
you got to do what you got to do, right?
Yes. So we're
all in the name of democracy in this case.
Absolutely. So what we're here to talk about, obviously we want to get an update from you, but with Halloween coming up, we wanted to talk with you about kind of safety tips you guys would provide, have to. Plus, what you guys are, this is like a big event for you, too, every year.
So, we are going to be out in force again with a lot of officers out in the community, as we have been for the last, a long time. Let's just say, I think as long as I've been here, which is over 17 years, we've been doing this. And basically what we do is we try to get at least one officer on foot in each of our neighborhoods to the best extent we can, out on foot, mingling with the neighborhood, the kids, handing out glow sticks until they're gone, and those sorts of things. And Halloween trick-or-treat hours this year are what they have always been, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. on the day of. And we always encourage folks to be mindful of all the ghouls and goblins that are out walking on the streets, so motorists should take some extra caution. And with their speed, make sure they're being attentive. And then from the pedestrian side of things, the kids and the parents should be making sure they're using crosswalks if at all possible, or at least crossing at intersections, wearing bright colored costumes, limiting masks so that they can see what's going on around them. Flashlights or glow sticks are always helpful for visibility, or reflective strips, those sorts of things. Anything that people can do to make sure that they're being seen, particularly when they're crossing the road, is a great thing to do.
Now, I haven't looked at the weather ahead of this, but let's just say it is rainy out and you have a lot more parents driving their kids from stop to stop. What would you have to say to those drivers?
Yeah, again, take your time, be careful. Usually with rain, it decreases visibility. The latest forecast I saw this morning has just a very slight chance of rain in it, and with a mid-60s degree temperature, so hopefully things all pan out really well and we don't get any rain, at least during the trick-or-treating window. But again, take your time and drive slow and keep your eyes peeled.
How about planning ahead? We used to talk about this maybe on Eye and Crime a long time ago, but if you get separated from your party, whatnot, you guys will be out there. What type of plan would you recommend folks have?
Yeah, it is always good for adults to keep younger children in particular at least under eyesight, so they know exactly where they're at. They're not running too far ahead. Older kids that may have cell phones, they may be given a little bit more freedom perhaps by parents, and they could either set up a meeting location or some sort of plan to get into communication with one another whenever the trick-or-treating is done. Obviously, I would encourage you to trick-or-treat in the neighborhoods that you are familiar with, where you live. It's a good way to see your neighbors, get to meet them perhaps, and know who's living in your neighborhood and so forth. So.
And last but not least, you see any suspicious activity out there, and it's going to be a tough one. It's hard to tell, but ultimate goal, be in contact with you guys.
Well, and this year's a little bit unique with this whole clown stuff going on throughout the nation, where you have some of that going on. We don't have any information, I believe, that's going to impact our Halloween here in Fitchburg. But if you do see something suspicious, whether it's a suspicious person, easy for me to say, a vehicle, or you happen to get some candy or other things that you might not feel comfortable about, feel free to give us a call. We can provide you with some advice if it's candy related or treat related. Typically, we would just recommend that you discard those and not eat them. But if there's something more significant that may be a police matter, we can certainly try to determine that. And then suspicious people or vehicles, again, we'll send an officer to check that out and see what's happening.
Final comment that I'd like to say is I've gone out on with ride-alongs with you guys during this, and I think it's an awesome time for the officers to get out. Again, you guys have been doing community policing for many years now, but how awesome is it for the officers to get out? And I know I know the answer to the question, but it's a good time for officers.
It is. We don't typically ever have to make officers work this event. I can't think of many situations where we've had to say we still have open spots available for this event. And again, this year, we put out an additional 8 officers since we have such a large geographical area to cover. And again, all the spots were voluntarily signed up for officers. It's a good opportunity for them to get out of their car, interact with kids in the community, and not deal with some of the day-to-day things that we obviously deal with in this profession. So it's a really good opportunity.
Fantastic. All right, I saved just a little time for the listening sessions.
Thank you.
You held three listening sessions for the body worn cameras, and also just a chance for citizens to come on and talk to you. What would be the sum up that you gathered?
Well, the sum up is that I think that our community overall is supportive of the body worn cameras. I will say that the attendance was a little less than we had hoped, but again, that could be viewed as that people may be indifferent to the cameras and therefore, I guess, by proxy sort of are defaulting to them being implemented. So the feedback was positive that we did get from the sessions, and those 3 sessions I believe are available for listening, or at least one of them on the FACT channel. Which can give the community some background if they weren't able to attend the meeting, and learn why we're doing it, how we're moving forward with it, and if they have any feedback they want to provide, they can certainly contact me at the police department. We also are going to be adding in the near future a section to our website specifically about the body-worn camera program, so anybody can also see the presentation there, our draft policy that we're looking at, and so forth. And I do want to say we, in the last couple of weeks, were awarded a federal grant for our body-worn camera program to the amount of $46,500. So that's going to cover almost half of what we anticipate to be the cost. So it's a really good opportunity for the city, both financially but also for the program itself, because we're going to be able to access some subject matter experts throughout the nation on implementing body-worn camera programs. So we're hopeful that the end result is really good.
Well, I know we ran out of time, so we'll try to get you back on the show and focus just on the pieces as it moves forward. Obviously, we want to know the outcome and what the next steps are, so we'll get you back on the show and talk about that. So.
Anytime.
All right, Chad, certainly appreciate it, and we'll see you here next month.
Sounds good.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. It is Talking Fitchburg.